Hi there. It's been a while since I made a video, and I just thought whatever, I'll make one. And so it's like almost 4 in the morning, but I woke up at like 4 in the afternoon today, which is embarrassing, but considering I've been living off of like 3 hours of sleep every night, I guess it's understandable. But anyway, so I just watched a movie called Teeth, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with in the fact that it is fucking ridiculous. But I thought I would give a little review of the movie. I'm not exactly like an expert on this sort of thing, but I used to do video in high school and whatever. So the basic plot of this movie is that there's this girl who, I don't know, they live behind a fucking nuclear power plant for some reason, because that's safe, by the way. And so, all this suspicious stuff starts happening, and she's like in charge of like the celibacy club, and she's like, we need to save our precious gift, and they've got like these red purity ring shit, whatever. And she meets this guy who instantly seems creepy to me. And I don't know if the city, just the nuclear power plant, makes every single man a rapist, but apparently it does. So anyway, she seems to conveniently miss this lecture in her science class where they're like, rattlesnakes developed a rattle as an evolutionary tool, and maybe one day one of them woke up with it. And it's basically implying somehow that evolution is the cause of her problem. So, basically, she is. I know that I'm all ones for like, women aren't the cause of rape. I get that. She seriously, though, needs to stop sending mixed signals. So there's this guy she likes who's totally pure like her, whatever. And she takes him to this waterfall, into this special cave that has a fucking mattress in it. Not even like, oh, we're just gonna hang out here. Even though she knows that's where people go to have sex. And so basically he's all like, let's have sex. And she's like, no, I don't want to. Oh my god. And, my light turned off. So he basically tries to rape her. And she hits her head. And she's like passed out. And he's all, I'm gonna have sex with her anyway. And she wakes up once he gets it in. And she's like, oh, what are you doing? It's like, it's cool, you're still pure. Which, what? That doesn't make sense. So she has vaginal dentata, which is teeth in her hoo-ha. And it bites his dick off. And he's like, ah, understandably, and falls off. And she's like, oh my god, where are you, Brad? So she goes away. And then, I don't know, she somehow figures out this isn't right. And she doesn't bother, no one is wondering where the fuck Brad went. He's just not there, whatever. So she goes to the gynecologist. And, like, he's all like, oh, let me check here. And, okay, he's not a good gynecologist. He puts, like, all this fucking lube on his fingers and just is like, let me check your flexibility, and just starts fisting her. She's like, that fucking hurts. And he's all, oh, it's cool. And I'm like, no, clearly that's wrong. So she bites his fingers off with her vagina teeth. And he's like, vaginal dentata! And freaking the fuck out. And I'm like, what? I didn't even know that was a possibility till this movie came out. Whatever. So she runs away. And then she comes home. Well, actually, no. Oh, yeah. So, I'm forgetting the points. I think her mom is sick. So her mom is, like, at the hospital. And she's like, I have nowhere to go. I killed someone. Because she, like, watches them take the body of Brad out of the lake. And, she goes to this guy who's been hitting on her. And he totally, like, gives her a fucking roofie. And basically, she's all, loopy. So they have sex. And she's like, yay. He's like, I'm conquering it. It's cool. And so she doesn't bite his dick off, and they have sex, and it's great, whatever. But then the next morning, they're doing it again. Not like her mom's in the hospital or anything. And, like, he gets a phone call, and he's all, dude, I'm totally doing the head of the chastity club right now. And she's like, oh my god, and bites his dick off. And so she's like, instead of being, like, freaking out like she was the first 2 times she bit someone's thing off with her hoo-ha, she's just like, oh, damn it. Not again. So she leaves, and then she finds out her mom died, and then, like, her stepbrother, who's had the hots for her forever, like, totally heard her mom, like, get hurt, and he didn't do anything about it. And then he, like, tries to hurt her dad, her stepdad, his dad. And so she's like, oh, I'm gonna get revenge on him. So she seduces him, and then bites his hoo-ha off. And he's just like, this fucking sucks, and his dog eats his dick, and he's like, ah! And so she goes, and he's like, I have to leave. So she hitchhikes, and then she gets in this car with this dude, this old creepy dude. And, like, he pulls over after some time of driving, and he, like, won't let her out of the car, and he keeps doing, like, suggestive things. And she's just like, and, like, looks at the camera like, I'm gonna bite his dick off. And then that's, like, the end of the movie. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Never mind the creepy stepbrother, totally smoking hot. He was, like, the son on Nip Tuck, I think, and he was so hot. I'm like, Vagina teeth. Like, I don't, what, I think the moral of the story is apparently if you have vagina teeth, you should become a vigilante and, like, bite off the dicks of rapists and douchebags. Apparently, it's a defense mechanism, it's evolution. And seriously, I'm like, okay, this movie is well done in the fact that it's ridiculous. And I don't know why anyone would want to be in the project, let alone produce it. But I think it's got kind of a cult following because it's so fucking bad, it's good. Like, it's not cheesy bad because it's well done. It's just a ridiculous concept. Like, what? Like, that's so stupid. But you should definitely see this movie because it's hilarious and ridiculous and outlandish. So, yeah. Good job.